Data visualization using Matplotlib, subplotting, OOPS style. In our previous lesson we have learned how to add one or more axes object to a figure object using the add_axes method of the figure object. In this lesson we will learn how to add multiple axes objects to the figure object in two different ways. 1. Using figure.add_subplot method and 2. Using matplotlib.pyplot.subplots wrapper function. So, let's begin. Subplot using figure.add_subplot method. First, create the figure object. Now add one axis object to the figure using the fig.add_subplot method. The add_subplot method takes three arguments: number of rows, number of columns and the plot number as per the subplot layout. Before I explain the add_subplot method, let's see the output of the code. As we can see, the figure has two axis objects in 2 rows by 1 column layout. Let's set the titles of the subplots. Plot 1 is on the top and plot 2 is at the bottom. Now let's try to understand the arguments passed to the add_subplot method. The add_subplot method takes three arguments: number of rows, number of columns, and the plot number, and it returns an axis object. The returned axis object is one of the many subplots as per the layout. A subplot layout with m rows and n columns will have a total of m into n plots, and these plots will be numbered from 1 to m into n. Look at the example as shown on the screen. Hope that the add_subplot method arguments are now clear. Now let's plot something on the two subplots, that is, two axis objects as created above. We have encountered error due to the set_title methods. We need to remove these from here. As we can see, two subplots are drawn on the screen. Each subplot is an axis object. We may now format the plots with titles, labels, etc. This is how we can create subplots, by creating a figure object and then adding one or more subplots using add_subplot method. We have learned the basics of subplotting using add_subplot method. Now let's try to create the plots as shown on the screen. The code is intuitive, just follow me along while I code. Notice the comment lines carefully for explanations. We have created 4 axis objects AX1 to AX4. Now we will plot 4 different charts in these axis objects. The plots will show the population of few populous countries graphically. Let's test the code in a terminal. And here is our 4 different subplots. Let's label the y-axis of the subplots. Now we will use the Matplotlib.plt.subplots wrapper function for creating subplots. This is a convenience function that helps us to create subplot layouts with less code and with ease. Before discussing the syntax and other details of the subplots function, let's try this code first. It is evident from the output that plt.subplots function has created both the figure and axis object in one go, and we are able to plot anything on the axis object. Actually, the plt.subplots function returns a tuple of figure and axis objects. Here we have unpacked the tuple elements to 2 variables fig and axis respectively. Now let's check the syntax of the subplots function. As we can see, the subplots function accepts a number of arguments such as n rows, n calls, share x, share y, etc. Using these parameters we can design the layout of the plots. N rows and n calls parameters enable us to mention the number of rows and number of columns for the set of subplots. If we do not supply these values, only a single plot can be drawn. Now let's check these code snippets. The comments are added for ease of understanding. Just follow me along while I demonstrate. Hope that the concept of subplots function is clear now. Let's write more meaningful codes with this much knowledge. In this example, we will read stock prices of two listed companies from two CSV files. The data will be loaded in Pandas data frames. The fields in these files are date, open, close, high, low, and volume. We will plot the open and close values against dates for two companies in two subplots. If you are not comfortable with Pandas data frames, then you may watch the lessons on Pandas. The links are provided in the description section. Let's run the code and display the 5 rows from the head of the data frame. Now let's create a 2x1 subplot layout for displaying the plots of the share prices of the two companies. As AX is a one-dimensional array of axes objects, we may access the axes using the index operator. And here are our final plots. This is all for today's lesson. We will learn more about subplots in our next lessons. If you found this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to SuMyPyLab for more such useful tutorials. Your valuable comments are also welcome. Please like, share, comment and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in our next lesson. Until then, take care. Bye.